Hey there folks, this is GreenXI, welcoming you right back to Let's Play Higurashi. This is episode 95. In last episode, Shion went to the school and attacked Satoko because of all of the anger she had inside of her and how Satoko was affecting Satoshi, how Shion thinks that's happening. And also she had a big argument with Mion as well, so she's sort of isolating herself. And we're going to see exactly what happens next after all that. I was looking up at the ceiling with my arms and legs spread out. It's not that I wasn't getting hungry. I didn't live with my parents. I didn't live in the school dorm. That meant I had to cook something myself when I wanted to eat. I knew that, but I still didn't feel like getting up. It had been several days since I began this empty life. It must be tomorrow. The Watanagashi festival, I mean. Oh, the festival's come in. I heard the doorbell ringing. I ignored it at first, but it rang persistently. I started hearing knocking alongside Kasai's rude voice. Shion-san, please open up. I bought some food for you. I didn't ask him to. He must have known that I hadn't eaten enough and that I'd been feeling down lately. You haven't eaten, have you? This is risky for him because Nan knows about him and everyone knows about him. No, I'm not hungry. When Kasai put the food on the table, my stomach reacted in a very primitive way by making some noise. Definitely hungry. Your stomach is growling. I believe you need to eat. I was hungry, but had no appetite. I mean, I did have an appetite, but I didn't have the energy to eat. Yet I'd feel bad wasting the food Kasai had bought. I picked up my chopsticks just to humour him. I've tried chopsticks, I can't use them. I sort of could with easy to pick up food, but not with rice or anything like that. I thought you were marked by the hag. Is it okay for you to be here? Oyu-san is busy with the festival preparation meetings. She doesn't seem to have time to deal with you right now. Didn't you like croquettes? They're good. Thanks. While I nibbled on the food, Kasai read through the magazines I bought. Have you, I'd never talked to Kasai about something like this before. Since I've always believed myself superior to him psychologically, I hesitated to show my weaknesses to him. That kind of hardship's healthy for your age. Hey, do you know about that? Mion-san told me a little about it. She said she wanted me to assist you. She did she? She looked worried. Your sister is looking out for you. Without responding, I threw the last croquette in my mouth. I could do with some croquettes. I thought you might want to know how Satoshi Hojo-kun is doing. I've gathered some information. Would you like me to report? That's not necessary, but since you went through all the trouble, I think I'd better listen. Kasai chuckled, but stopped quickly as if thinking it rude. Seems that Tebai Hojo fled the premises. He seems to be staying at his mistress's place in Okinamaya. Tebai, that's the uncle, Anna. Tebai? Who's that? Oh, Satoshi-kun's uncle, huh? Huh? Their aunt, Tamai Hojo, Satoshi, and Satoko are the only ones living in the house now. Ever since Tamai learned that Tebai had fled to his mistress, she's been in a foul mood. Oh, she's getting worse. So that must mean that the aunt is being even nastier to Satoko, and Satoshi-kun is taking even more indirect blows. I don't know about Satoshi-kun, but I heard that Satoko-san looks very miserable. The neighbours are spreading rumours about her. If Satoko looks miserable, that means Satoshi-kun must be going through equally miserable torture. Can't you do something about that aunt? Doesn't anybody talk about punishing her? She's also one of the remaining Hojos after all. Oh, that's true. The uncle is gone, so why not the aunt? The main Sonzaki family ruled against further harassment toward the Hojo family after the death of the couple. They say the police still might be staking out their house due to suspicions about the couple's death. Their deaths have been filed under Oyashiro-sama's curse, so the Sonzaki family thinks no further divine intervention is necessary. Kasai put on a faint smile. Come to think of it, it is hard not to suspect the involvement of the Sonzaki family in all the incidents said to be Oyashiro-sama's curse. Somebody strives to get rid of the hag's concerns on the day of the Watanagashi festival. Furthermore, the Watanagashi festival is going to be held tomorrow. Oh yes. Will the curse strike again this year? If so, who will be the victim? Now that I think about it, there were cases of multiple victims in the past. The first and third year, it was just one, but the second year, the victims were a couple. So it won't be too strange if two people fell victim this year. Seems like a good time. It'd be best for Satoko and her aunt to be the victims. Satoshi-kun will be freed from every source of his worries all at once. Kasai, do you know if this year's victim has been selected already? Does the hag make the decision? If so, Sis should know about it by now. Kasai, do you know anything? Shion-san, I don't know anything about that matter. Well, that makes sense. That kind of secret won't make its way to you, because you're just small fry. That's true. I've never received any information regarding that from my connections. But as you know, the Sonsaki family has access to many underground organizations, which I have no channels into. Maybe I could try asking Sis about it, but she won't talk. She's strict about keeping promises, unlike me. If the hag told her to keep a secret, she'd take it to her grave. Damn. Hope Satoko and her aunt will go missing this year. Hey Kasai, I just thought of that. They've started using italics in this chapter part. I haven't seen that before, I don't think. Aren't you going to do something about it? In these games. Shion-san, you must be joking. Yeah, I'm just kidding. I took a glimpse of Kasai. It didn't look like he was actually going to do something to make my wish come true. I wasn't able to go to the villagers myself, so I definitely wasn't going to the festival. I didn't care about that. Even so, I was interested in who was going to end up as a victim of the curse. If I just kept lying on this couch, playing hooky, somebody would fall victim in several hours. I had no clue why it had to happen every year, but I was certain that the hag was behind it. All the enemies from the dam conflict had been punished. Only the Hojo couple was left, since most of the other enemies had already gone. The cicadas were crying loudly outside. Made me feel hot. Why was it this hot and humid in June? If Oishiro-sama was actually punishing people, I'd pray for one thing. I'd pray that the evil aunt would be punished, and I'd offer up Satoko as a sacrifice. Ha. It's hot. She's, going a bit murderous, maybe? When I woke up, Kasai had already gone. Looks like he cleaned the table and the surrounding room. He put my dirty laundry into the hamper in front of the washing machine too. Being a girl of a sensitive age, I didn't want a man to clean my room. Well, I'd rather thank him than badmouth him. I looked at the clock. It's late afternoon. I had to go grocery shopping. There's nothing left in the fridge. I'd be having just rice for dinner if I didn't go. At that moment, the phone rang. It must be Kasai, I thought. I did hope it was him. He could have brought more food, so then I wouldn't have to go shopping. While I was just being lazy, I didn't feel like going out at all. But it wasn't Kasai on the phone. Sis, where are you calling from? The house? No. I'm calling from a payphone, so I'll make it quick. Satoshi called me. Satoshi-kun did? He called you? It probably wasn't me he wanted. He called you, I think. It sounded like he wanted to apologize for what happened the other day, so I thought you should take the call. That's nice of her. I told him that I'd call back because I was busy. So can you call this number? Okay. I was stunned for a second, but then recovered and wrote down the number on the back of a magazine. Thanks. I'll call right away. Good. He's been extremely stressed these days. I don't think he'll listen to me anymore, but I think he'll listen to you. She could have pretended to be me and handled this call, but she passed it over to me. Thanks, Mion. See you, Shion. Before she hung up, I put the handset down, and after a second, I dialed the number in a flash. I heard the dial tone 3 times, 4 times, and there he was. Hojo residence. Sounded like an adult. His voice sounded a bit tired too, but it definitely was the voice I loved. I got scared. I was scared that he might become sulky again if I mentioned my name. I couldn't open my mouth for a while. Is that you, Satoshi-kun? Oh, sorry that I called you so suddenly. You okay now? That was the Satoshi-kun I knew. He didn't sound cold like the other day. Yes, I'm okay now. Oh, good. After that he went silent. I felt the urge to start a conversation. It was unfair. He was the one who called in the first place. Then, he finally spoke. I'm truly sorry for what had happened the other day. I'm sorry too. You don't have to apologize, because I was the one in the wrong. If this were a face-to-face conversation, it would be stuck in my head. It was sad just talking to him over the phone. I won't forgive those people who forced us into this situation. You might be close to them, but it was never you personally. So I wanted to apologize. No, please don't apologize. I was selfish and didn't try to understand his situation very well. We apologized to each other a few times. You alright, Satoshi-kun? You're working, and you're under a lot of stress. Isn't that too much to handle? I quit my job, since I have enough money now. You did? That's good. You don't have to push yourself anymore then. That's really good. You got enough money just before Watanagashi went the curse. Well, you know. Satoshi-kun tried to say something, but he dropped it instead. Satoko has it far worse than me. Seems like it. Is she alright? Does she look alright to you? He suddenly sounded upset. I'd messed up. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was so stupid. I'd ruined this miraculous conversation with him. Satoshi-kun didn't respond to my apology, so I stopped apologizing. She was tortured until she was literally torn up. And everybody abandoned her. Everybody did. I didn't. I tried to calm him down. I hated what I just said because of how hollow it sounded. I had no idea what to say next. I felt guilty. Satoshi-kun was desperate to protect Satoko from the evil aunt. But I'd wished that Satoko would die tomorrow because of the curse. I was trampling on his desperate hope. Satoko can't take it anymore. So he kept himself off in the middle and went quiet for a moment. He must have been choosing his words carefully. Then he finally spoke. His words sounded hollow. I mean, I wanted to have fun for one night. Eh? What do you mean? The Watanagashi festival is tomorrow, isn't it? I want you to take her there. Yeah, I can do that, but why? She's exhausted, so I think she'd be happy if she could get away from our aunt for even just one night. But why? Why? It's not that I didn't understand why he wanted her taken to the festival. What I didn't understand is why he was asking me to do that. Was there any reason he couldn't take her there himself? I had a hunch that he might disappear, so I kept asking. What do you mean, why? Why didn't you take her yourself? He fell silent. Satoshi-kun isn't good at lying or keeping secrets. It was clear that he wanted to hide something. I just have some stuff that I need to take care of with my work tomorrow. Remember all this happening with Kaiichi? This was about the time he was practicing his swing all the time with the bat and planning to kill off the uncle. Yeah, there was a strange conversation then too. I can't go to the festival. He was lying. But he was also stubborn. He wouldn't admit it if I accused him. Mion, can you take her there tomorrow? I wouldn't want to look after Satoko, even at Satoshi-kun's request, but I'm also glad that he's relying on me. I know it's ridiculous to ask for your help after that incident, but you're the only person I can turn to now. I didn't know what to say. I did know, though, that I wasn't going to turn down his request. Okay, but just for tomorrow, alright? I hope you'll keep looking after her. What are you saying? I won't do that. Just for tomorrow. You sound as if you were going to disappear tomorrow. I didn't like the sound of that, so I intentionally sounded sulky. We talked about trivial stuff for just a little while. When the conversation was almost over, Satoshi-kun asked something else. Hey, Mion, I really hate asking this, since you might think I'm crazy for saying it, but... What? You don't believe in it, right? Believe in what? In Oyashiro-sama's curse. What are you talking about, Satoshi-kun? Oyashiro-sama's curses those who leave the village, right? That's the rule. Every kid in the village knows that. That's the rule. What's with that suddenly? You planned to leave? Though I was kidding, I wanted him to deny it. We're not thinking about that anymore. He admitted that he had thought of it. I guess Rena told me that much. That's good. So you're not leaving the village? No, but I haven't been forgiven yet. Eh? Satoshi-kun tried to say something but hesitated. He was breathing so heavily. Was he sick? Hey, do you feel alright, Satoshi-kun? Sorry. I'm fine. I guess you're tired. I think you should get some rest. Sounded distinctly more sickly from when this conversation had started. He breathed heavily when punctuating his words. Satoshi-kun repeated his question. Mion, I'll ask you one more time. Do you believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse? What do you want me to say? Could I make him feel relieved with my answer? How should I respond? The answer was simple. There's no curse. There can't possibly be. I didn't know what was bothering him, but I wanted to make him feel better by laughing his worries away. But Satoshi-kun instead fell silent. I couldn't tell. if he was happy with my answer or not. One thing was certain, I didn't make him feel any better. Sorry that I asked such a weird question. Sorry. Felt like I'd let him down, so I apologized in a rush. Whether it's a real curse or somebody's conspiracy, I won't disappear, and I won't fall victim to it. You won't disappear? No. Not until I buy that teddy bear. I'll get the money pretty soon. I won't go anywhere until then. He chuckled. I knew he was trying to relieve me, but it worked the opposite way. He sounded as though he didn't care what would happen after he bought the teddy bear. Oh, my aunt is home. I have to go. Oh, okay. Mion? Huh? Even though he wanted to hang up the phone because of his aunt coming back, Satoshi-kun took a breath to tell me something important. I'll leave Satoko to you. I should have said yes right away, but I still couldn't forgive Satoko, so I just kept quiet. Forget what I said. Bye. Oh, he was obviously disappointed. What had I done? I wanted to apologize. I wished I could. But it was too late. The dial tone left no doubt. No, that was depressing. Oh no. Wanted to leave his sister to Shion, and Shion just didn't say yes. Didn't accept the... you know. It's normally what people say when they're gonna die, right? New tip, a tone diary. Okay. Plea ignored. Oh, it's gonna get good. Okay then, let's check out the tip. Tip. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I was going to be the victim of the curse this year. So I'm going to disappear soon. There'll be nobody left to take care of Satoko. Somebody whispered to me from behind. They told me that I don't have much time. That I won't stay as myself for much longer. So I had to make the best of the days I had left. What could I leave for Satoko? She wanted that huge teddy bear. She wanted a peaceful life in which nobody would bully her. I whispered to the person at my back, bestow your violent nature and formidable strength upon me. I want your peaceful mind, filled with hatred. Oh, so that's Oshiro-sama's curse, right? She's probably getting paranoid about the curse and all that sort of stuff and is chasing after her, like it has with so many others. Anyways, this has been Greenie XI. Hope you've enjoyed this chapter. As you can see, it's starting to get so dark, and Watanagashi Festival is probably coming next chapter, and that's when things are they're gonna pick up, because Shion doesn't even like Satoko and she's got to take her to the festival, and Satoshi is going to be doing something in the background. You know from Kaiichi's part that it's going to be good. Or not so good for them, but you know. Anyways, thanks again for watching, folks. See you again in a bit.